Hi there, it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me again today. Today's project is this one. As you may have remembered, or may remember, I am using the Merry Pattern stamp set until it is no longer available. So today, when I'm filming this, is not today. Today is Monday the 30th of October. So we've only got tomorrow, the 31st of October, until this is no longer available. So I thought I would use it and use it, really. So this is a really straightforward little project, which is perfect if you're mass producing. I've done this with a real red mat, and I'm not convinced whether I prefer real red or old olive. The ink colours I've used being real red and old olive. So I'm going to do one with old olive, so the same stamping but with old olive as the mat. And I'm also using the lovely real red solid ribbon, which is from the Autumn Winter catalogue. It's beautiful. You get just over 9 yards, or sorry, just over 9 metres or 10 yards. It's 1/8 of an inch wide, and it's really nice and sort of floppy and easy to use. And a little bit just makes a huge difference, as hopefully you will see when I've done the stamping and then just add the ribbon. So let's get started. So usual rules apply. All the dimensions are in the associated blog post, which is below, and all the products that I will be using are also in the blog post posted below. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do think about it. It's in the bottom right hand corner. At filming this, I am just over 40 away from 2,200 subscribers. Now, I said I wanted 2,000 by my birthday, which is the 1st of November. So maybe we can get 2,200 by my birthday. Who knows? Anyway, so real red old olive ink, a block, and the stamp set, the lovely Merry Pattern stamp set. Now, I'm only using the the woolly jumper, if you like, stamp set or stamp for the deer. You can do either the outline or the woolly jumper, or do them together. So you could put a black outline, for example, but it stands on its own. So for quick card making, which obviously at Christmas time is vital, it's brilliant. So let's get the real red, and although this is stained, it's because I've been using red, it's still perfectly usable. The red inks, or the inks with red in, which includes some inks that don't look red, do stain the photopolymer, but it's fine. So I'm just leaving a bit of a gap at the bottom so that we can put some foliage, and just try and get his feet level with the bottom of the card. And down we go. Now remember, I've got a padded work surface, so if you are struggling to get a good impression, think about adding the piercing mat underneath your card, because photopolymer doesn't have any cushioning. It can help. So that's that. I'm actually only going to use one block because I'm batch recording today, so I've got all the other stamps set up on my blocks, but that's fine. So, and I'm also going to show you a little tip that I've come up with on getting your fast fuse down in such a way that it's easier to lay down your mats, but we'll come to that. Piece of scrap paper, because I am going to stamp off the edge, and then I'm going to do 2 generations of ink. So I'm just trying to get it so that he's standing on the pine boughs. So this one, I have actually done the deer slightly further down the card than on the original, but that's fine. And then back and fill in the gaps. Now, because I've done it further down the card, I need to re-ink and stamp off, because otherwise I'm going to get bits that I'll show you. So if I stamp that down, you can see I've got some bits that are darker. It's not really a problem because all we're doing is creating a background, but for those of you who have watched me for a while, you will know that I'm a bit OCD about these things. That actually should be okay because I can bring it down. And then just, oh, what did I do that for? Because I'm not concentrating, that's why. Good, okay. So clean my block again, because as I say, I'm only using one block. Because all the other stamps that I'm going to be using during the day are already lined up on their blocks. And it's good to show you that you don't have to have a bazillion and one blocks. Actually, I want that at the top. So I've put that at the top because then it gives me more to hold. I find it easier if I'm using a big block to have it at the top, because I just do. It doesn't really matter why. Procrastination City, here we go again. Right, so just ink that up, and just be careful because I've picked up ink on the block because it's a big block for what I'm doing. And just line that up. And there we go. So that's all the stamping. Let's clean that off, don't need the ink again. Now obviously if you had all your stamps on separate blocks ready to go, it would save quite a lot of time and you could mass produce because you could just stamp the different bits as you went. So yeah. Right, I'm going to put a little bit of fast fuse on the back, just at the bottom here, where I know the pine boughs are, so that I can actually see through the card because I've got light. Not a lot of light, but I have light. So if I put one end down, I can then bring the other one round and just line it up, tuck the end round, and that's good to go. So the tip I had for making sure, because these are very, very narrow mats, if you don't want to use the wet glue, which I obviously prefer, but if you want to use fast fuse, because it's fast and it fuses, if you put the fast fuse on your mat, obviously in from the edge, because you don't want it sticking out from underneath the mat, then what you can do is line your mat, your stamped bit up, just check that it's where you want it to be, whoops, and then drop it down so that you know it's in the right place. Yay, we like that. Well, I do anyway. So, if you would like a Merry Patterns stamp set, remember that the only way you can get it is free. And I'll do the fast fuse trick again. So you can either place an order at my online store for £250 or more, and obviously you could club together with some friends to do that and then share the stamp set between you and play nicely with it. Or if you haven't got enough to place that size order, and I accept that that is quite a big order, if you place an order that is at least £25, you will get an entry into my free draw. So for every £25 you spend between now and the end of tomorrow, you'll be entered into the draw for, I think it's 4 sets now to give away. Might be 3 or 4. So that's an alternative. And there you are. I can't decide which I prefer, the red or the green. I like both. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. All the dimensions are over on my blog, which is linked below. If you haven't already subscribed to my blog, if you, in the top right hand corner of my blog, on the online version, as in the web version rather than the mobile version, there's a subscribe by email box, which means that every time I post, you'll get an email to your inbox to say that I've posted. So it's another way of just knowing that there is something to see, because I do actually post things that aren't necessarily videos. So just subscribing to my YouTube channel doesn't get everything. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Oh, the other thing, remember that the buy 3 get a 4th free on selected designer series paper also finishes tomorrow. And if you place an order for that, you will automatically get 1 entry into my draw, because it will be over £25. So that's a win-win. You'll get a free set of designer series paper and an entry into my draw. I hope to see you again soon. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Bye!